There, that's even better. Okay. So I think I'll cut the grass on this one. So, to cut the grass, I will tell you how to do it. You have this L-shaped, C or Z-shaped device. 2 bars opening the bottom like scissors, handles sticking your way. So all you have to do is this motion, and with your foot, you open it and you push it forward, and you swing it. And then when you've cut some, then you open the thing and you push it. And you continue to do that, to push it, so that you have it all together. And you want to do as much as you can and get it into one big clump. And every time you push it, you sort of lift it, and you see if any of them are stuck, if any of them are not cut yet. So then you just swing it and cut there. And by doing that, you get a whole group. And the reason you want a big group is because you don't want to have to untangle them. If I just take a little bit, I have to untangle the tops of these from the tops of those. So the bigger the group is, the less untangling you have to do. And you also have these, and you can clip off whatever is holding it on. But there's also things like alder branches that are hanging into it. Now sometimes, if you try and pull the grass out from the alder branches, it's all going to have been tangled on both sides of it. Sometimes it's easier to just remove the alder branch and stand it up. But so in this case, I can't get to it without ruining a lot of grass, so I'm going to cut all the grass on this side, and when I'm back in there, then I can easily stand it up. However, we have here the canal, the beaver channel, and there's a different kind of grass. This is tussock sedge growing right in the channel. I'm not sure I want to go across the channel. Well, whatever, we're doing it. So I open it, I push it back. When it stops, I clip. I push it again and I clip. And just keep doing that as long as I can move it ahead. I go until it gets stuck on something. And when it's stuck on something, I close it. And I try and go back next to it so I don't lose stuff. But sometimes I get confused, so I have to lift it all up by swinging it this way. And then I quickly see what I've already done and what I haven't done. But then I get tired. It's a lot of motion, you know, it starts to hurt. Get it so you can't really do anymore because something's in the way everywhere. Then it's time to do this. So I try and use my hands with a sweeping motion to lift up and pull away this way the other ones that are cut. And you can quickly feel which ones are cut and which aren't. So you don't have to try and pull on everything. You just sweep out the cut stuff. I guess that's all I cut right there. So now I'm pulling one group out. It's not a very big bundle. But I'm going to put it straight in the back of the car. Otherwise I have to pick it up again. And we all know how much work it is bending over and picking things up. Okay, so that is, we'll say that is one session.
All right, we call these work sessions. We have work sessions and we have rest sessions. And when you're resting, you're not doing nothing. Your whole body is able to slow down and go the right speed. Your heartbeat is able to slow. You're able to catch your breath. And you're just generally able to become pain-free again, or as close to it as you get. And then you can do it again. And in the meantime, you have something to do. Write in your journal. I have to write a talk for tomorrow. A talk on peace. And I was feeling like you can liken this whole process to the process for peace. So when everything is standing up and all the stems are separate and you can see through them, it's so easy and it's peaceful and your chemicals are fine, you're not upset, and you're accomplishing something. And so you've got, there's this chemical hack, right? So in order to have certain chemicals to do certain things, one of the things is accomplishing something will give you dopamine, which makes you feel good. And so while you're doing this and it's making you feel good, you have peace. You feel good. You're not upset about anything. You really have peace. And unless you let your mind go to all kinds of dark possible places, and then you don't have peace because you're worried about this and you're worried about that. Now, mind you, a lot of things that we worry about are things that cause a lot of other people a lot of problems, right? So worrying about it, we know that if this thing happens, which we hope won't happen, the damage that it would cause, whatever. I mean, it can be anything. It could start at the littlest thing. But people's problems are very important to them. Anyway, so if you're not thinking about problems, but you're outside and getting some fresh air and enjoying the frost in the air with your hat on and your mittens on, and you're soaking up the sunshine, nothing could be finer than to be right beside me in the mold. Okay, so here we are. And now we have some problems. This whole process does not cause you peace. Peace, you may have peace when the work is easy, but when your body starts to be tired or you get some pain from some motion that your body doesn't want to do right now. Sorry, just got a pain. Anyway, then, and you're having to work against it, you don't feel so peaceful anymore. You get a little bit tense and anxious, like I gotta finish this quickly so I can stop doing it, it's hurting. And especially when you get the alders tangling up in the branches tangling up in the grass. Now sometimes you can cut it very nicely and pull it out and it'll all come out just fine. But other times, no. It's if it's vertical, it's okay. Once it's leaned over, it has this tendency to keep growing. Like it gets to the top and it says, oh yes, I'm 7 feet tall. I'm just fine. I'm done. But you get the wind blowing it over and that 7 feet becomes 8 feet and 9 feet and 10 feet. And so you get this long tangled stuff that's grown over each other. It's not tangled to it, if you know exactly where each one is, but they're all a mess. And to me. And so trying to pull them apart causes frustration, pain, irritability. I guess irritability and frustration are right there together. Anyway, you don't feel peace when you're tugging at something that won't let go. And so whatever the chemicals are that those negative things get emitted, and there goes your dopamine. It's just gotten overwhelmed by whatever the latest chemical thing is. But then you get it out, and then walking it to the car, that might be a little difficult. You've got a big armful and you're already tired. You have to stand up straight so you don't cause any pain on any certain part of your back. And you get to the car and some of it sticks in your face and you shove it in, but it doesn't go all the way in, so you have to shove groups of it in. And suddenly you realize you're messing up all of the nice way it's holding together. But whatever. And so you don't feel peace. But then when you go sit in the chair and you write in your journal and you contemplate things, that's when peace comes, isn't it? Like people meditate, right? And pray. I like praying. Praying brings peace. A lot of peace, because I start to see God's hand in everything in my life. As I pray about it, as I thank Him for things, I start to see all kinds of unseen things before, and how that is a great blessing to me. Sorry, I just was thinking about how to build a labyrinth in Minecraft. I used to do labyrinths everywhere. I just take a stick and I start with a cross, and then I put an L in each corner. And then I would start at one place, and I would attach. I would go to the top, and I would make a loop with the top of the first L. Then I would take the top of the next L and make a loop, go over that to the bottom of that L. Then I would take this one, the cross one, and I would go all the way over and to the next cross one, and that would have bypassed the L. And then I would take the top of the next L, and I would go all the way around and attach that to the top of this L. And the bottom of that L, go all the way around to the bottom of this L. And then the last one is the center, and it goes all the way around, and it's left open. It doesn't hook on anything. And then you have a labyrinth where it's got switchbacks everywhere. Something like that. And part of it goes to the center at some point. I guess you go the switchbacks, and then around to the center, and then at the center you have to undo yourself. Anyway, I was thinking about that. I used to draw them everywhere. Anyway, so my talk was about peace, and I thought that this is pretty much what I would say, was how you cut the grass, and every part of it, it's all simple, but some parts of it get tiring, like when you hold the things open and swing them to move all the grass back. And when you get to that point where things are not moving, where something over here, you can see if it just needs to be clipped. But when the whole thing isn't moving anymore, then it's time to put the clippers down and just carry it all, sift it all and take it to the car or the trailer. It's for thatching the garden shelter. It's now got one of the sides is completely closed in, and part of the back, and part of the other side too. And I think I'm going to close in the front, a lot of the front, not all of it. I'm going to need some taller things, and I'm going to need a lot more grass, which means I need more time, because there's only so much I can do in one day, right? You get up, you get outside, you do whatever you do, and you use up your energy. And if I have a chair and I can regroup, I can keep going longer. Like this is probably my 4th time slitting. And I drove my load to the house twice. Daniel helped. he carried both loads, each load. They were big loads, like they were huge loads for him. He looked like a butterfly carrying this. The grass was so long and it was sticking out all around him. And he looked like the butterfly himself, and here was all this, was the butterfly wings. It was really cute. I should have had a camera, but I didn't. Whatever. I'm surprised you're still filming. If you're still filming. I don't know, it's red. I think that means it's filming. I'll see when I get up. No sense hurrying. So there goes the sun. And as soon as the sun goes, all this great incentive I have to do this goes too. And it's like, oh yes, do I have to do it now? I want to go inside. I only want to go inside when it's inclement outside. Boy, there's a lot of things going on in the climates in the world, aren't there? They're having big floods in Europe, big floods in Saudi Arabia, big floods in all kinds of countries are having huge floods all over the planet. And then there's I guess I see a lot of flooding videos. Bridges being washed away, villages being washed away, cities being inundated. It's very interesting that, you know, you don't really know about water that much if you don't have to experience it that much. I don't. But water is going to be our problem here. Not lack of it, but too much. I'm glad we're on a hill. Too bad it's made of sand. However, this is a very quiet wetland, so, or lowland, you know. It's a floodplain, which is awesome. I love it. So many animals in a floodplain. Did you see that video of the otter? I put a short up the other day. The most amazing little otter. He was kind of big. He stuck his head out, and his head was like this. Like it was kind of flat. Oh, is it time? No. Okay. Have to talk to somebody before around 3. Anyway, so peace is, we have peace when our lives aren't all tangled up with problems. But more than that, like I still have the same problems here, but peace is when I'm not focusing on those problems. I'm not upset about them. So if I'm being grateful while I'm cutting it and I'm not having problems, that's keeping my mind in a positive place. And I feel peaceful. I feel content with things. Life is okay. It's when I get out of sync and I let things really bug me. And things bug you more if your mind is already on something else. So if you're not living up to who you think you are, who you think you want to be and who you should be, or whatever, there's going to be this dissonance, cognitive dissonance. What do you do about that? This is who I am, but I did this. What's that about? And so if you've got something like that underlying, then nothing is going to be peaceful until you've resolved that. And there's many ways to resolve it. There's ignoring it or distracting yourself, or there's making a goal and putting it off, or you can actually fix it. If it was something you said, you go back and you talk to the person who said it, you know, whatever it is that's causing us a problem. And we've all got problems. And that's, I think the peace that Jesus Christ gives us is the peace which passeth all of the understanding. So we can't understand it. We don't understand it because it's beyond our understanding. Well, you may say that's convenient, but I really don't understand how peace works. But I was told that I am very peaceful. Maybe I'm peaceful because I don't have to prove anything. I guess because I'm real with God and He's real with me, and I'm at peace. I like myself. I mean, you know, my skin used to look more like it covered my body instead of hung on it. I look like a clothes hanger now. I'm a skin hanger. Oh well, that's okay. We can be whatever we have to be, right? We get through it. We just go with it and get through it. And sure enough, it ends. Everything always ends. And there's new beginnings. So I was thinking about some new goals. One of my goals is to get outside every day. You know, when you get outside, just plan to just go outside for a while. And you just dress up for the weather. There's no bad weather, there's just bad clothing. How about that? So you go outside and you just stay outside. And you just putter. You wander around and you look at this, and you wander over there and look at that, and you get curious and you look at this, and you know, and you get ideas and you start doing them, and you look at things differently, and you see an arch, you know, or you see potential. You see what you can make out of things. But if you stay inside, you don't get that. I've been inside for a lot lately. But mostly it's been cloudy, and now that the cloud is there, I'm ready to go inside again. See, if it's not any darker inside than it is outside, then inside is okay. And I'm starting to get cold. I have to start working again. That branch is still there in the way. It's got to go. But I can get to it a little better now. I didn't really want to cut the grass that's in the channel. See, there's a channel that runs right through here. And I think it goes that way. And it has a certain kind of grass that grows in it. Because it's wet. Because the beavers use it all the time. So I filled up my water bottle in the moat, which just seems like the most natural thing to do. And there have been beavers in there, but you know, I did it a few months ago and I never got sick. So I did it again today. Check in 2 weeks if I get sick. I don't think I will. I've never had beaver fever or giardia, and I've been drinking from the stream and the ponds for years. They're spring-fed, so there's new water coming up all the time. So it's not getting concentrated, you know? As it evaporates, it doesn't wait for water to flow in, but it refills from the bottom. Well, sort of. Yeah, you know, the water table's clean. But anyway, I know that you can't, I wouldn't do it right above the dam. I mean, that's not very good. In the stream now, I wouldn't do it. But in fact, I boiled it. I made campfires and boiled my water. Now, wouldn't that be fun to have a campfire right here? You see, I don't think of these things, but I'm out here. Why do I have to go to the house? Why not just have a grass hut? I can get warm in there, but I really can't warm it up anyway. I can't get fire near it. But I have a bunch of sticks and stuff here and there. Lots of these alders. There's lots of broken stuff in them. I could just have a campfire right here and enjoy my day. Well, no. I have a schedule. I've only got a half an hour left. Oh, here comes the sun. Well, I'll get back to work. Anyway, it was delightful talking to you. I'm glad to see that my camera stayed on this long. At least I assume it did. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I'll go up there and find that I've been just talking to the wind. Actually, I think of it as talking to God when I talk to myself. Because I'm having a discussion. He's the ideas, and I'm the questions. So how do I do this now? Now what do I do? I'm stuck in there. What do I do? And then I see a picture. That's how I hear him. I see a picture of pulling the grass, like that's very straight grass right there. I just cut that and pull it downward. That'll all come out very easily. And if I lift that up, that'll also go up easily. There is a bit of tangle in a couple parts of it. But basically that stick is going to be easy, and it's broken, so it may already be dead. And if I can just stand it up and put it in there. But you know, one alder branch is enough wood to make a pot of tea, to boil water. If you line up all the twigs. Oh, I gotta go. I have to say something to somebody. Okay, bye-bye. Look at that, you've been talking to me the whole time.